Hi there, it's Alexander Rosso, and in this video we're going to hit that greenhouse I was talking to you about. So I've already gone ahead and I've destroyed my old crop plot. You know, we had those sort of, I think it was 6 little crop plots growing a small amount of stuff. We're now going to do it on a more industrial level. We're going to grow lots of crops. This is going to be great for our cooking as we're sort of approaching that area now in the game where we're going to want to be thinking about that. But more importantly, we're going to be able to get a hell of a lot of narco berries from this, making lots of narcotics, which you're going to want for those bigger dinos, which you're approaching that sort of level where you'll be looking to tame them. So I'm talking about your Rexes, your Spinos, and even if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, your Gigantosaurus. So let's get on with this build. So I have already, as I said, tore down the old one. You can still see some of the bags here. And I've gone through the liberty of where the pipe was exposed, replacing the stone for metal. Now it's not as obvious to see if you've actually hit the water, but if you just look at the horizontal pipe there, you see it's got like that blue line on the top. That shows that it's connected to water. Whereas on the stone, the whole pipe would turn blue. It's a little bit more visible. Right. Now, because I've squared this up with the base using the pillar method again, I can see my pipe here. Now, that's a stone one, so I'm going to change that out for a metal one because it's exposed. Just gives it a little bit more defense. But I can see that this foundation here, where it's going in, that means my pipe is going to be on this foundation the whole way. So if I get myself a vertical, there we go. Instantly, it snapped itself to a pipe. Now this is irrigated, so you want to see if the snap point, see the snap point here is going the wrong way, but that's fine. So if I just place that one there, but then place a cross beam this side of it, and now I can take this one down. So this is an irrigated, you can see like the little bits of blue around the joints and stuff. This is all irrigated, ready to do my overhead waterworks. So I want to be doing nothing but cross frames here. Oh. Right, so it pretty much reaches the end. And then here, just for the sake of neatness, I'll do one horizontal and a cross. You can do just crosses instead of the horizontal if you want. Oh. I mean, if you want, there's nothing stopping you from doing like a full cross over the whole thing, but it's not necessary. You only really need to do it like this. Now this should water my entire lower level of crops. I say lower level because I actually quite often build at 2 levels when I do my greenhouses. I probably won't in this build, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And you then just place pipes on the ends of all these cross beams, like so. See how those taps, they look a lot nicer than the old one. And you do the same here. Oh. And while I'm at it, let's change that old stone tap that we got in here. There you go. Looks a bit nicer. So, hey Captain Dave, how you doing? That's nice. Right. So now we've got our overhead water. We want to be crafting our crop plots. So if we go to farming, there it is. We got our large crop plots. Now these are just ever so slightly smaller than a single foundation, so you want to try and line them up sort of like so to get them neat. I'm going to pick this one up. The reason I'm picking this up is because I'm on PC, there's a mod called Structures Plus, which is slightly different, and that gives you access to these, the seamless crop square structures, which, if you can, these are a lot nicer to use. If you can't, then do the one I showed you first, the normal large crop plot, this one. But these ones, oh no, sorry, these ones only snap to an S Plus foundation. But they might actually still connect to each other, so no, they don't. Okay, I might as well have just stuck with the originals then. Doesn't matter. Well, you want to try and get these as neat as possible. That's the key. And yeah, I haven't quite done it nicely, but that'll do. And yeah, I like to leave a little path between them. And this, I normally say you can put one here, but actually I'm not. Because I like to account for access to the crop plots in a neat way. So yeah. Now, quite often when I build my greenhouses, because I tend to build them, to be honest, bigger than I ever need. This is probably adequate size greenhouse, to be fair. But if you do want to go bigger, there's nothing stopping you from doing a second floor to do a section up there, which is, I say, quite often what I do. I'll make like the first floor just vegetables, and then the second floor I'll just keep as narcoberries, because I need more narcoberries than I do vegetables. So now I've got my crop plots in. If you do want to do a second story, you may want to sort of forego these two here and do some stairs at the back here to go up. But that being said, we've got our crop plots, but we haven't got our greenhouse. So if we actually go into greenhouse, now you got the normal greenhouse structures here, but I am going to mention, I'm not going to use, but I am going to mention, if you're using Structures Plus on PC, don't use the greenhouse, use glass, because this stuff, sadly it's only available on PC, has the same defense properties as metal. So it still gives you the greenhouse effect though, so it's much better to use. So it's easier to defend your greenhouse, because sadly, if you're on console, you've got to use the greenhouse stuff, and this stuff is weak, so people can break it very easily. But regardless, let's get on with it. I'm going to craft myself some of these. Slope wall left, slope wall right. And we'll put this all on my hotbar. Now the way it works is basically if you have a building which is completely surrounded in glass, you'll get the greenhouse buff on the greenhouse effect on all your crops. And this will boost their rate of grow an awful lot. Now, to do this, you could just literally just build a box. There's nothing wrong with that. It's simple and it works. I never ever build a box for a greenhouse. I really hate it, if I'm honest, because it's just boring, and yeah, it's not for me. So instead, I'll be building this area here up like that, and I'll put one there, and then I'm gonna put some slopes in. Now, if I was obviously doing a second floor, I would go up a little bit more first before doing the roof. But I'm only doing a single floor for this video, so this is fine. And you want to put in your door. like so. And then we put our ceilings in. Now if you were going to do a second floor, I would suggest doing these ceilings as like your second floor as well. It'll help with the greenhouse effect, and they actually look nice as well. They work really nice as a floor. I'd say the glass stuff that you get on Structures Plus looks nicer than greenhouse as well, but although greenhouse, I suppose it does look more like what it's meant to. It looks like a greenhouse, whereas the glass stuff looks a bit more structural, like you would use it in the house sort of thing. So as soon as I've actually finished the last section of roof, so 0 greenhouse effect. Now if we look at it, 300% greenhouse effect. So that is going to make our crops grow so much faster. They're all irrigated, so it's going to work really well. And so if we have a look from the outside, there you go. It's quite a nice looking little building. I say quite often I'll put a second floor, so I'll actually do the walls 2 walls up from that. And if you're wondering about how you irrigate that, you simply just add another vertical pipe on top of that one, and then do the same way you did the bottom across the top. So yeah, you've got a lovely little building here. And I'll see if the Triceratops here has got any seeds. Oh, don't think he has. No, I think I may have. Yeah, I accidentally killed a Triceratops, one of my Triceratops earlier. Oh no, he hasn't got anything either. Never mind. So it doesn't look like I've actually got any seeds on me. I could just quickly take this one out and see if I can get some seeds. Now, if you are struggling to get seeds, there is actually a dinosaur. If you give it berries, it will turn them into seeds for you, called an iguanodon. I don't think they're, to be honest, worth it. It doesn't take long using a Triceratops to get the seeds you need. I've probably already got all of the seeds. So let's just have a look. So let me see. We got our Amaberry seeds, long grass. That's more important. Rockaroot. We got our Megaberry seeds, Azelberry seeds, Narcoberry seeds, Tintos, and Stim. So we actually still haven't got our potatoes yet, or our Citronelle. They're the more harder seeds to come across, the Citronelle and the potatoes. Unless you're on the Ragnarok, you can actually pick potatoes and you're more likely to get potato seeds. They're same with the rocker roots, although as far as I know you can't pick Citronelles still. Seems weird they added the other two and not that one. Oh, there you go, Savaroot, which is potato. Oh, so let me see what we got. So we got the Savaroot now. And I think that's it. This fog is so annoying. It's been like really foggy quite a lot recently when I play. It's been really irritating me. Anyway, so I've got my seeds. Oh, it's just got nothing in it. And these bags have got some fertilizer in, so I'm going to take this fertilizer that I've got here. From like make use of these. Say make use of the what you already have. Oh yeah, that's just the. I'll take it anyway. Right, so there. I've emptied my old bags. Let's put a set of stairs in there because that's irritating me. There we go. Metal stairs. So, yeah. So now if we just deposited. Go to access inventory, and you can sort of put in your crops. I've put a bit of fertilizer in there. Can't remember if I've already grown long grass or not. I say normally I would like have literally lines of the same stuff, but I'm quite well known for overdoing it with my greenhouse. I say I always end up making these massive ones, and I keep it all running and everything. I just never seem to use all the crops I end up getting. But yeah, I suppose that's sort of just me. Let's see, these are already growing quite nicely. And with that greenhouse effect, they will grow so quickly compared to your old crops. So it is definitely well worth sort of making the investment, putting the time in to make yourself a greenhouse. I say, especially for getting all those narcotics, which you're gonna be needing. So here's your narcoberry seeds. I say I would suggest having quite a few narcoberry plants over the others, because you will not be needing the others anywhere near as much as you will be the narcoberries. So we're not going to hang around for these to grow, or for me to actually plant it all. I've sort of shown you how to build it. I think it looks nice, so much nicer than our old crop plot. You can defend it if you want by putting some turret towers around. Just a couple of turrets, to be honest, is enough to just sort of put off the average passerby. You're not going to have lots of people going, oh sweet, greenhouse, that's mega loot, because it's not difficult loot. It's not difficult to make and get the crops yourself, so you're not going to have people go out of their way to raid you. But if they see a greenhouse that is undefended, they may think, okay, I'll hit that, because it doesn't take much to smash this glass. So yeah, just have some turrets up as a deterrent, I would. Because nothing's more annoying than to like build something and have someone come along and wreck it. There you go. And I say, in case you didn't watch my last crop video, I'll say it again. There's a little trick in Ark. I don't know if it's a bug, so I don't know if it'll be fixed by the time you watch it, or if they never fix it. Because I mean, it's been in the game for a long time, and then no one seems to be bothered. Although I'll be honest with you, it doesn't seem like many people are actually even aware it's here. And that is the toilet bug. I noticed it when Extinction was added, and that is, as you can see, if I just I'm going to turn off creative mode. Oh, I'm way too heavy now. So let's just drop everything, because I don't care about it. There we go. So if you sit on the toilet, how am I still in cut? Oh, I've got all the glass stuff on me. There you go. So if you see in the bottom right hand corner, I need to use the toilet because the meat logo is in white. So if I use the toilet, get off, and flush, it's still white. I can still use the toilet, so I can just keep doing this. Oh, literally sit on the toilet, go for a poo, flush, sit on the toilet, go for a poo, flush, and I can do this over and over again. I normally sort of do this, like I'll sit here for like 10-20 minutes just doing this, and just in that time I'll have a large amount of fertilizer built up. It doesn't take long to do it, and in case you're wondering and you're playing on console, yes, this trick works on console. That's where I found it. I used to play on PlayStation quite a lot. I also have played on Xbox, but I've recently made the switch to PC, and if you like Ark, yeah, I'll be honest with you, PC is so much better for Ark. There's, with the mods available with it, it can really add to your gameplay. But that being said, I say this does work on console, so yeah, it's a nifty little trick. They say they haven't bothered to fix, so why it's working, take advantage of it. Hopefully they'll never fix it. We'll see. Yeah, so I mean, you saw me. I wasn't on there long, but I've already got all that fertilizer. None of that waiting around for it in a compost bin with collecting poo from your dinosaurs. You really don't have to care about that. It is so much simpler and takes a lot less time. There you go. Look at this. It's already growing. Just me going toilet, and the citronelle is sort of changed from seedling to fruitling. And so this really doesn't take long at all to grow like this. Granted, I have got crop speed turned up on my server, but even so, this is quite fast. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to plan out for your electrics, that's your power cables, and really thinking about your base layout, preparing for the future, because obviously as you level up, you're going to get more things, and normally basically they get bigger. So you're going to want to try and say, if you're building in metal, you don't have to build your base and go, oh nuts, it's too small. So I'm going to show you how to plan ahead and really get your base layout going. And I'm going to talk to you about basically what you're really after where it comes in a base. Are you trying to hide the base, or are you like, you don't care because you have your reasons? I've never bothered trying to hide, but that's because I've got my own little hidden location where I keep a nice cache, and to this day has not been found. Just in case you're curious about asking, where is this little area? I want to use it on my server. I'm afraid this is one piece of information I will not be giving out on any of my videos. The reason being is I check YouTube very regularly, and to this day still have not found anyone that has taken note of this location. And this location has never been found when I've used it online so far. I've never had it raided. Whereas my base has been hit a few times, this little cache has never been hit. And it's kind of the reason why I've done so well in Ark. So my big suggestion in that sort of regard is, if you ever are fortunate to find your own little nook or cranny that you can hide something, and it's not on YouTube and people don't know where it is, don't go telling people. Keep it to yourself, because the second it gets on YouTube, the second people know about it, that hidden cache is no longer hidden and it's pointless. So that's my big advice to that sort of thing. I'll be talking a lot more of stuff like that when I talk about my PvP tips, which I'll be doing in a few videos time. But yeah, so next video I'm going to be talking about your base layout, preparing for the future, and how to set yourself up a power grid, also preparing for the future and keeping those wires hidden and defended. So till next time, take care.